Hello, this is Kevin Robinson of our Triad Enterprises. I'm the president and CTO of our Triad, and today I wanted to discuss the definition of an expert. We're looking at this from the perspective of the growing gig economy. Merriam-Webster defines expert, and the obsolete term is experienced or having, involving, or displaying special skill or knowledge derived from training or experience. One with special skill or knowledge representing mastery of a particular subject. These are all good definitions. Person who is very knowledgeable about or skillful in a particular area. This is from the Oxford Dictionary. The interesting thing here is the origin. It's a Middle English word, but the past participle of the word experi or try, which I found very interesting. Couple of quotes here. One of my favorites from Niels Bohr is an expert is a person who has made all the mistakes that can be made in a very narrow field. I find in technology this is highly applicable uh, for an expert's definition. I also love some of the Einstein quotes. He's got quite a few of my favorites. I couldn't list them all here, but anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. I think that's very relevant to the world that we work in inside of technology. And the world as we've created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. And that's kind of what we're going to address here. How do we change our thinking? You can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. I'm somewhat of a transcendentalist, and I believe that you need to always transcend your current level of thinking in order to resolve problems easier. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. In this same way, I think about cloud technology really taking off in big ways technologically, but really having some gaps in terms of how it addresses a human career perspective that we're looking at here. Psychology Today has an article out there and says, what is expertise? The part that really caught my attention is real experts address difficult problems with the possibility of mistakes, expanding their knowledge along the way. I found this to be particularly relevant in the area of cloud computing. When we look at the contrast, when they talk about fluid or automatic behavior without any conscious control, that does define experts in fields like sports and music. So let's talk for a minute about our definition of an expert. We're defining an expert as someone who learns quickly and can apply what they've learned. We're also looking at someone who can take risks, trying new things while actively thinking about limiting the impact of those risks. So we have to be able to try new things. We have to be able to fail. What we need to be able to think through is how do we recover quickly, and how do we learn from our errors. Someone who has the confidence to take on big new challenges in areas where they may have no prior experience. This is a muscle that a new expert has to build, part of the growth mindset. It's definitely defined in many times as grit. We have to learn things, we have to apply ourselves with high determination. And so we need to figure out how to look at new experiences and prepare ourselves. All of us get the little butterflies in our stomach when we're doing something we've never done before. And that's a normal way of being in a growth mindset. Someone who's connected to others in the area of expertise to share and challenge their thinking regularly. We're attempting to do this in what we call ninja calls. So we're taking very niche areas of technical expertise and sharing with experts and enthusiasts and getting multiple and varying points of view to make sure that the best thinking emerges. Also, this is a benefit to the entire group, and it's how your network really helps to accelerate your learning. Someone who may work on more than one project at a time, and this speaks directly to the gig economy. There are many, many avenues for earning. We want to teach people to learn to earn. In other words, you want to learn in areas that allow you to scaffold your learning, scaffold your career, and your earnings potential. Do you need to be on one job all the time anymore? Perhaps not. My goal personally is to work when I want to work and take off when I'd like to take off and still be able to earn enough income to meet the needs and desires of my family and lifestyle. Optionally, someone who contributes to the body of knowledge relevant to their area of expertise can be considered an expert. And I think this is really relevant to those who are looking to increase their visibility inside of their industry. We want to make sure we make room for those experts to do so. And we feel that our Triad Pro and our first learning and career development community is a platform for being able to do just that. The other option is someone who is willing to help others grow and has impact on others' growth by mentoring, teaching, coaching, or other activities that cultivate skill and experience. Things like curating a learning path. These are different activities that we're trying to open up as new streams of revenue for experts. So we want to make sure that experts that are willing to help others grow are going to be rewarded for that. And so we're looking at different methods for paying out. First will be mentoring, then we'll go into curating of learning paths and facilitating ninja group calls. So those are the three ways we're looking at immediately compensating experts. This brings about our particular area of expertise, which is cloud computing. And so, what's an expert relative to that? Well, we wanted to zoom in on a few key factors. The old definition of an IT expert were years of experience on a particular product or technology, and they may have worked with many organizations doing many implementations of that technology, or worked with some of the organizations who were on using that technology to the point of being on the cutting edge. Those were experts. And the product life cycles and release cycles for those products were measured in years. You had time to really build your craft and really ramp up and get more and more exposure to those technologies over time. That's not so with the new definition of an IT expert. We talk about an expert being able to understand the context of the emerging technology and products that they're putting into use. This can help others as well understand because they can let them know where these technologies fit and what solutions they're providing. Typically, they demonstrate competence rather than having many, many implementations with the ability to produce a proof of concept. So, this is also going to help in people's understanding that they can explain it, they can show it to you in a proof of concept, and then we're realizing that this has to happen at a more rapid pace because the products are being released at a much more rapid pace. The product releases have been condensed to weeks, and the life cycles for products are volatile. The product we were using 6 months ago may have to be entirely scrapped for a new product and a pivot that the company's taken currently. So we have to be able to really understand that there may not be anyone who's had the experience of moving from that product to this new product. But what we'll call the expert is someone who has the confidence to take that on and produce a logical and rational way to approach making that solution work. At this point, we'll take any questions